Hey guys, it's Eric again. Hey, I'm back. I want to get a video together. Today we're going to go over another tool, engine building tool. If you're taking apart an engine, I don't care, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, import, when you go to take the pistons and connecting rods out, before you drop them out, what you want to do is there's a ridge that's at the top, probably about that big. Maybe it varies in size. Anyway, the point being, there's a ridge of material that you have to remove out of the cylinder to get the piston and connecting rod assembly out of the cylinder. If you don't, it's going to jam in there and you're not going to get it out unless you remove that, what we refer to as the ridge of the cylinder ridge, piston ridge, whatever you want to call it. But that has to be removed. Now, machine shop will do it, but you have this tool here. I don't know how well you can see it. It is a ridge reamer, ridge removing tool, whatever you want to call it. But basically, you can see here, it has a blade, a cutter, if you will. It has some adjustments on it. It has a locking mechanism. I've used this many times to build motors. When you're doing teardown, you want to remove the ridge. It's at the top of the cylinder. This is the tool you want to use. So basically what you want to do is you want to, while you still have the crankshaft, connecting rods, pistons, rings still in the motor. In other words, all you did was remove the cylinder heads. Okay, so what you want to do is, you want to position the piston at a height where because this tool is going to, the bottom of this tool is going to sit right on top of your piston. So what you want to do is you want to have your ridge around this area here. Okay, so that being said, you're going to place this tool on top of your piston just below that ridge that you want to remove. What you're going to do is you're going to take your 5/8 wrench and you're going to take this here, put it on. Now what you're going to want to do is, as you turn it, I don't know if you can see, the bottom blades here are moving. That's what's going to lock it in place. These push against your cylinder walls, and that's what's going to lock it in place. So when you spin this thing to take the ridge out, as you can see, it turns. You don't want this thing rocking back and forth. It has 3 arms that come out, and it's going to hold it fast and hold it tight, and it's not going to move, so that we get a nice even cut to remove that ridge. Anyway, so that being said, let's say we turn this, that it's locked into place. Okay, it's centered inside the cylinder. Now, the next thing you got to do is adjust the cutter, because obviously there's different size bores. So what you're going to do is you loosen these 2 screws here, and here, and it allows this to move back and forth. So what you're going to do is, let's say you're going to push this out till this cutter hits your cylinder wall just below the ridge. When you do that, I'm going to tighten these 2 screws up so it's going to hold this in place. So you're going to use a 3/8 wrench. You don't want to bolt tighten them, just snug them up enough. Same thing for the other one. Just want to snug it up. Okay, now you're locked in at the bottom against your cylinder. You have your blade adjusted. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to turn this so it goes to the bottom of the travel. Okay. Now your blade is positioned underneath your ridge that you're going to remove inside your cylinder. You can see here, make note, there's fine threads here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 7/8 inch wrench okay? You're going to put it here, and you're going to turn the whole thing around your cylinder, okay? And as you do that, I'm just going to show this for, as you do that, if you watch very closely, it's hard to see, but the whole top is going up these threads, very fine, kind of like a machinist when you're on like a slow feed. You get a real nice smooth finish. That's what these threads are kind of doing, is like a slow feed. So as you do that, you're going to see the tool separates, and the whole cutting part of the tool is moving to the top. And while it does that, it's removing that ridge that's inside your cylinder until you get to the top. It'll stop. Boom, right there. See how it's against here? So you have no travel. But look down here. See how much travel that it moved. So by the time you get to here, the ridge that's inside your cylinder should be removed. And at that point, you should be able to get your piston and connecting rod assembly out of the cylinder without any damage. And plus two, it's going to help your machinist as far as when he wants to either bore or just hone it or whatever he's doing to that cylinder, and makes his life a heck of a lot easier if that ridge is removed. Ridge reamer. If you're going to be doing any kind of motor work anytime, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to buy one or have one in your toolbox. Then that way you can remove the ridge that's at the top of that cylinder. You can do that yourself. That's money saved on machine work because you can do it yourself. And it's not that hard to do with that tool. It's very straightforward. Like I said, it's basically locking the tool to the cylinder wall, adjusting the cutter to where you want it in the cylinder. In other words, what I do is I go just below the ridge, and that's where I adjust it, because obviously I want it the same size as the cylinder where it's worn. That's where I want all that the same, so it's nice and square when you remove the piston. And then it's just a matter of spinning the actual cutter, and it does the work. It does the work all by itself. So hopefully that explains the tool. Hopefully if you're in the middle of a job of an engine rebuild or tear down, and you're in that situation, you're wondering how to remove that, that's the tool to do it. Hopefully I did an adequate enough job of explaining how the tool works and how to set it up, but it really does a really nice job when it's set up. So everybody take care, and you can check me out. Check me out on Instagram at EricSnyder26. You can check me out at Big E's Drag Specialties on Facebook. You can also email me at ericsnyder802@gmail.com. Like and share. Please subscribe. I'm going to try and get some more videos together, some technical stuff and other things together for you guys, hopefully to help you out. Like I always say, it's not the only way to do it. Maybe there's a bunch of other ways to do stuff. This is just the way that I know of, and I'm just kind of putting it out there to help everybody. So if you have an idea, please put it in the comments below. I would appreciate it. And again, I would really appreciate if you'd subscribe, hit that subscribe button for me. I would appreciate it. And you guys take care and watch out for each other, right? Take care. Bye now.